Guys, share the video. Let's get some likes on the video. Get your friends in the video. Sorry for the little mic feedback, but let's get your friends in the video. Get your mom in the video. Get your grandma. Get your aunt. Everybody, share the video.
Y'all hyped up? It's Friday. It's a beautiful day in sunny South Florida. I hope y'all come ready for this. Start putting some comments in the chat. We want to hear what kind of coins y'all want us to talk about today. Let's see what y'all thinking of.
Guys, we don't have Alex in today, but we got Armando, we got Marty, we got possibly Johnny, we got Eddie. Go share the video. Guys, only 60 people in here, man. Share it. Let's get some more people in here. It's Friday.
What's going on, y'all? Thanks for joining us today on this beautiful Friday. How y'all doing today? How you doing, Johnny?
I'm doing well. Thanks, Armando. How you doing?
Can't complain. You know, it's a beautiful day here in sunny South Florida. Got some nice weather.
Oh, yeah.
You know, finally not sweating, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, it's a brisk 62 degrees outside.
Which, if you don't know, here in Florida means it's put on a coat weather.
Yeah, if it's below 70, people are busting out their 5-layer parkas.
All their Uggs.
Yeah.
Not pretty sight. But thank y'all for joining us today. We got a lot of news, got a lot of interesting stuff to go over. Johnny's got the macro side. I've got some more top news stories, some more information on Bitcoin, which I'm sure you all are wondering what is going to happen, right? Don't worry. We're going to go over that in a few, but let's go over some interesting things that we found this morning, right?
Let's go.
Let's start with this live stream is brought to you by Fundamental
Yes.
Secrets.
The
40%
greatest
off
course.
is over, but we are still selling the course. Johnny and Marty are on the stream. Ask them questions. Give them a call. Go ahead, Marty. Tell them about it.
Hello, everybody. I'm in the background for only a small portion of this segment. I will be back in front of the camera, so just wait. Be patient.
We also have a new live stream, new podcast out yesterday. A new one will be released every Thursday at 5 a.m. You guys tune in for it.
Yes, sir. All right. So, you want to go first?
Tell them what you got in the news there.
All right, so switching over to me, guys, we have a lot of Metaverse news. As always, kind of the first things first, we see the blockchain.com is following in the footsteps of Coinbase and FTX, and they just announced a beta platform for their NFTs. I believe that these companies think that NFTs is kind of the easy way to get people involved in crypto. I believe that's why they're attacking it on all fronts, it seems like. As you can see, the three biggest companies, or some of the biggest companies when it comes to exchanges, just constantly adding different ways for people to interact with crypto, and they're attacking NFTs pretty hard. What do you guys think?
Marty?
Well, I mean, I'm just seeing more and more hype about NFTs. Again, you saw, Coinbase is still trying to make a push to get that NFT marketplace. So I think the only reason they're really attacking them is obviously they're seeing that people are making tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So they just want to basically tax that, right? But still trying to figure out exactly what crypto is for the feds.
Yeah, guys, and it just continues, right? So I mentioned it on the last live stream, how Adidas, one of my favorite shoe brands, is diving headfirst into the metaverse, right? So they just officially unveiled their partnership, and they showed one of the Bored Ape yacht clubs that they bought. It was number says it over here. Number 8774, which they are kind of nicknaming Indigo Hers, which kind of cool, right? You look at the artwork, pretty fresh. Dia is going all in. They just keep doing new things. Like I mentioned before, they already bought some space in the sandbox universe for the Metaverse. So this is just another step for them going in. And it's kind of followed by, as what I see here, right? So you can see Diplo, DJ Khaled, Future, Martin Garrix are all kind of also aping into these NFTs. See what I did there? Aping in.
This
I'm
guy.
sorry.
Nice.
This guy.
I'm sorry about that one, guys. But as you can see here, it's interesting though. There looks like another service is helping these artists and kind of, I guess, not attacking, but picking out these 1% artists and kind of making it easy and giving them easy access to these NFTs, which only helps broaden and, show more people about NFTs. This, I guess, service is called MoonPay, and basically they profile these high value, what they call assets, right? In terms of profiles, influencers like Diplo, Martin Garrix, and they said, hey, how would you guys like if we helped you get into the NFT space? We can help you pretty much arbitrage into it and give you the best information out there. And they went ahead and they bought the Bored Apes. As you can see over the last week, following the footsteps of Stephen Curry, right? Diplo, Future, DJ Khaled, and Martin Garrix all changed their Twitter profile pictures to these Bored Apes, which is only kind of asking or letting more people ask the question of, what are these? And it gets more people interested. And that leads to this next one, right? So Metaverse land sales, guys. This is, I guess, the new land rush is what you want to call it.
Was that the one that someone bought a piece of land for like $300 million or something? Or no, it was $100 million.
Close, right? So this is one of them. This is basically just going, I guess, in total in this last week, they've gone over 100 million on just Solana on land sales.
Jeez.
But later on in the article, you can see that there was a plot of land that sold on Axie Infinity for a record 2.48 million. So if this doesn't show you guys that like crypto land spaces and retail is where like the next trend is kind of going, you see all these huge companies buying large pieces of land on these metaverses. It's not just Mana, it's not just Axie, it's not just Sandbox. They're diversifying into all of these places because they don't know which one's going to take off, right? They just know that these different metaverses are going to have their certain clicks, just like how I mentioned in the last live stream. Everyone either likes Battlefield, Call of Duty, or Halo. Each one has their own fanboys or their own people that are always going to support their project. Very similar to this. They're branching out and they want to see what's going to stick.
Yeah, I also saw a news article that KuCoin is also hiring a metaverse engineer. They have an actual job posting seeking engineers for the metaverse. So it's only, I think, a matter of time before you start to see even centralized exchanges getting into the whole metaverse and offering, whether it's a kind of a metaverse exchange, right? We can actually go in and maybe buy crypto through like a metaverse exchange, like an actual building or something.
And the people are going to take this metaverse thing to the next level and try to live there every day, man.
Yeah. I think you saw something too, Armando, about the Axie creator, right, or founder?
Yes, which is kind of what you're probably wondering what the thumbnail and what the actual, or not the statement that we put on the YouTube title, right? So that kind of goes hand in hand with the title or an article that I have here. As you guys know, earlier in this week, we did attend the NFT Basel event here in Miami. We had the pleasure of seeing very great minds at this event, like Alex Mashinsky, the CEO of Celsius, and another great mind here was one of the co-founders of Axie Infinity. He pretty much goes on here and gives his take on the metaverse and the future and what he believes is going to take place in the next couple of years. He gives very strong opinions on what he believes that Facebook and Meta, formerly known as Facebook, is going to be doing to the metaverse and why they believe that this isn't the steps they want to take, right? So I believe I speak for a majority of us when I mention cryptocurrency. A lot of us are in cryptocurrency for the decentralization. We're obviously all here to make money, but we like the decentralization aspect of it, right? We want to be able to not have to give our information out, be able to have the freedom to do with our assets as we please, right? And we've all known Facebook, whatever opinion you may have of them, what they've done with our personal information, what they've done from a company standpoint and where they stand in terms of privacy, in terms of your private information. So he gives great points as to why he, if you just read the article, he gives very in-depth points as to why he believes that's not the future of the metaverse, and why he believes that decentralization is what we should all be focusing on, right? And he has my support, right? So I don't believe that centralization is what we should be focusing on in the metaverse, and not letting Meta be, or distracting you from the fact that there's all these other great products around you. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, I did see that the metaverse, like the whole Meta campaign, I guess they had their CEO like step down for, I guess, personal reasons, but who knows if that's the truth. I don't know. It seems like Facebook initially is losing money. Like there's a little bit of a pushback there.
Do you mean the developer for their Novi wallet who stepped down recently this last week?
Is that who it was?
Yes.
Okay.
So he was one of the main developers for what Facebook was trying to create as what they call their Novi wallet. So he recently stepped down earlier this week, which was pretty big news.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. What you got for us on the macro side?
Well, if you want to just pull up my screen here, Eddie, what I have here is Bitcoin on the weekly scale, looking all the way back from 2012 up until now. And the indicator that I am using here is called the bull market support band. And Benjamin Cohen, who's another great YouTuber, he uses this indicator a lot to do a lot of his analysis. I would suggest to give him a follow as well. He uses this because in past history, it's been a really good supporter on, if Bitcoin's going to continue its, rally, right? Or if it's going to set up for a correction in the months, right? Because we're here to trade the broader swings in the market.
Yes.
If you're going to day trade, you're probably not going to be able to handle this type of environment right now, right? With the volatility. So when you look out, when you zoom out to the weekly, you can really see what's going on here with a better picture, especially with the bull market support band. But if I kind of zoom in to what's been going on, the past year or so, right in this area here, let me see, how do I do this? Here we go. So right in about, what is that, September, we got above the bull market support band there, and we've been holding it as support. Now it's coming down to a critical level right here, where, hold on 1 second. It's coming down to a critical level. It's like at that 52,500 right there. We're still above the bull market support band, so that's something that's really good news that we need to still be aware of. If it dips below that, it could be a cause for concern. Typically, once Bitcoin goes below that, or if it closes on a monthly basis below, or on a weekly basis rather, below that bull market support band, that's when I'm going to start to have a little bit of a concern. But that's sort of just looking at Bitcoin as a whole right now. So I mean, there's a lot of sell side pressure going on right now, but I'm not panicking. Neither should you guys. We should be looking at this as another dollar cost average opportunity.
Yeah, you guys have to look at it from a different perspective, right? So if you didn't know, a lot of options expired today for Bitcoin, and just for cryptocurrencies in general, which could have been a lot of the reason. I don't know if you noticed yesterday, but Bitcoin was just sitting or playing around in a range between, probably like $1,000 or $900 range. I saw Bitcoin just playing around yesterday between like the $5,600 or $5,600 range and the $5,600 range, and it was just sitting between that range all day yesterday.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of that has to attribute to obviously equities and options. I'm sorry, expiring today.
Oh, it expires today?
Yeah, we had options expire today.
All right. Well, that has to do something with it too. But if you want to go back to my screen here, Eddie, looks like the only thing that's kind of holding up today is Matic. Who got into Matic right here? It's up 5%.
And Adam.
And Adam. Luna as well, a little bit. But yeah, so I mean, we're having a little bit of some sell side pressure today. Nothing to really panic about. Once Bitcoin gets around to that 52,500 level, that's like a key resistance right there. So it's okay. And let's see. Going back. Looking at some macro things here. So one of our macro coaches, Aaron Garfinkel, in our Fundamental Secrets group, he pointed out that there's this website called Hedgeye where the CEO, Keith McCullough, goes and breaks down the average like macro environment on a daily basis just to sort of see where we're at. Only because, Bitcoin isn't really decoupled from traditional markets yet.
Yep.
In most people's opinion, right? Even though we'd like it to be that it's decoupled, right? We don't want to be tied to, we want it to actually be a hedge against all this craziness that's going on, right? But unfortunately, we're not there yet. So we have to look at traditional finance as well. We have to look at the world economy and see what's going on the macro scale. And so, you know, Keith went down this morning basically saying, you know, he's not panicking as well. You know, he's buying these dips, making sure that, you know, we're keeping our risks in a range where we can tolerate it.
Yep.
These little dips. If you're too exposed, then you're going to have a bad time, right?
Yes. Which is why we always stress, don't have money in the market that you're not willing to lose.
Right. And even if you do have a little bit more skin in the game, like don't have it, you know, in a certain point where, you know, if we're going to have these little dips, it's going to be a cause of concern for you. So, Ed, if we want to share my screen again. So this is from Keith's slides this morning. Again, you can go on hedgeye.com and check this out yourself. But, you know, he goes ahead and says, you know, looking at a macro scale, Bitcoin's looking good. U.S. dollar is on the rise. Gold is down a lot, actually. So for those people, I don't know, my parents bought a bunch of gold and I was telling them not to. I was telling them to buy Bitcoin a couple months ago, and I'm like, look, that's a boomer thing, right? Gold. Oil volatility is up. Energy is down. So, you know, there's a lot of, you know, macro events happening right now. It's sort of, the volatility is up right now, so you have to be a little bit cautious with everything, you know. But don't get scared if the volatility increases here.
If you guys didn't know and you want to check out the volatility, there is a really nice index for that called the VIX that you can check out on TradingView. It gives you a nice little, I guess, an index for the volatility, and you can kind of chart it out in case you guys are interested in that. More kind of news that I want to go over. Those are some really good macro points, and I kind of have, I guess, more worldly points, right? More adoption news in terms of now we have Chile. They just recently proposed a bill pretty much going over accepting Bitcoin as a digital currency there in their country. And then also, if not adding Bitcoin as a form of digital currency, they wanted to also do what's called a digital peso, which would be kind of like their version of a CD or a CBC.
Central bank digital currency.
Yes. Which is just interesting, guys. So as you can see, a lot of these other countries around the world, especially countries with super high inflation rates, are looking at a way to get out of that. We all want to have, or I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Inflation has been very high in around all these countries, and they're looking for a form or a way to get out of that. So they see Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as their way to do so. So they're looking for different ways, whether that be Bitcoin or you know, the central bank digital currency as their way of getting out of it, right? Everyone knows that the U.S. dollar is the world reserve currency, and they see that we're just constantly printing out money, right? So they know inflation is real, and they know that it can hit them a lot harder than it would hit us. On another interesting note, we didn't get to bring this up on the last live stream because it kind of happened right after we ended the stream, but in pretty gigantic news, I believe, you know, Square rebranded. I guess a lot of companies are just rebranding here to Block, right? So they're taking a lot of their subsidiaries and their companies and they're rebranding them into different things. So they're going to have a new name for the actual Square company called Spiral, which is going to be more cryptocurrency and Bitcoin related. Obviously, we know that Jack Dorsey is one of the biggest proponents of Bitcoin, and he's, as we all mentioned earlier this week, right? He's going full in, head first into cryptocurrency. That's why he left his post as CEO on Twitter. And this is his way of starting it, right? So he wanted to rebrand, give everyone a better idea of what his companies and his values stand for. And this is just huge, in my opinion, right? Think about if one of the biggest CEOs, one of the biggest people in the world, just diving straight first into cryptocurrency doesn't give you an idea of how big he thinks he can be, I'm not sure what else will, right? He's literally putting his money where his mouth is, right? So he left his spot as a CEO of one of the biggest companies in the world, as Twitter, and is now manhandling and just gonna go all in, dive deep head first into Bitcoin. That's just interesting, right? It's kind of like what I did. I left the ops. I took my head first dive into crypto, and now we're out here making moves.
We left the ops, man.
We left the ops. We all understand that once you get financial freedom and once you get a taste of it, you don't want to go back to that other lifestyle, right? And I can speak from previous experience. Also, just like he mentioned, right, guys? So he brought up the what was it called? The Bitcoin support bands.
Yeah, it's the Bitcoin support bands.
So this is a trend line that I've shown you guys. You know, I've shown it since I first showed you guys this trend line maybe last week. If you want to switch over here to my screen, Eddie, nothing's changed, right? This is the trend line that I drew since last Monday when I first showed it to you guys, right? So last week, as you can see here, it came down, it tested this trend line. We had a good bounce up. Now we're coming back and we're just testing this trend line again. I'm not nervous at all. Unless we break below this trend line, that's when I would have some sort of cause for concern. And even then, we have other trend lines that we can draw out that would also give us strong support. If you look on-chain metrics, there is strong support at the 53K level, and then following that at the 51K level.
I have that chart too. Ready to go.
So don't worry about it, guys. When in doubt, zoom out. Like I always do, you have to look at this from not a 1 to 2 day period, but look at this on a weekly time frame, on a monthly time frame, and you'll get a bigger picture of what's actually going on, right? You don't want to look at things in a short-term time frame. I mean, if you want to day trade or scalp trade, then go all for it. But if you're an investor, if you're a hodler, always look at things in a long-term perspective, because I think we're all here for the long-term play, right?
And to make money.
And to make money.
You guys want to switch over to the comment section and see if we can answer a couple things?
Yeah, what you guys got
yeah.
for us today?
Is Phantom a good buy right now, considering the price has just dropped? Leave some questions in the comments, guys.
Yeah, let me pull up FTM really quick.
Oh yeah, Phantom's a great buy right now.
I always say,
it's at $2 right now.
So
Big even level. Looks like it's at a floor right now. So yeah,
we're still sitting on
Phantom
support.
looks really nice.
I mean, last time I bought Phantom was at $1.92, and anytime it goes under $2, I just DCA back into Phantom. It's one of my favorite projects. I believe it has super long-term potential.
Yeah.
But none of this is financial advice, guys. But this is just what we did. Definitely it's definitely sitting on strong support right now, and even with the recent dips in Bitcoin, it hasn't broken that support.
Yeah, when did Alex even call Phantom? That was...
So I remember exactly when Alex called Phantom, because I did my own research, and then I was able to hop in, but it was around 92 cents.
Look at that, guys.
When he first
you
called
hear that? 92 cents. What are we at right now?
We're at $2.03.
Come on, guys. All right, update on MST.
MST. What is that, Mist? No? MST.
It's all you.
I don't know what Mist is, or MST, sorry. MST. Let's look at that one up on CoinMarketCap.
All right, while we're searching that, Johnny, you got something on Matic? What you thinking about Matic?
Oh yeah, Matic. Oh yeah, Polygon. I mean, layer 2 solution. I mean, it's probably the best one, the best well-known layer 2 solution that's out there. I mean, it's been a good hedge in this craziness right now. I mean, it's up like 5%. I think it rallied from like $1.50. It came up to that like critical point at $1.50 and rallied to like $2.02 since then. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a bright future though.
Oh yeah, for sure. I rode that nice wave that we had on Matic yesterday, and I was able to actually get out at a good I never sell my full bag, guys. As you should be selling as you go up, not selling as you go down. So yesterday I actually hit some of my take profit zones in Matic, so I was able to take some profits, which was really nice. Even with the market correcting, I was obviously able to lock in my profits. So if you're ever asking yourself, is it time to take profits, or if you're ever looking at a coin, maybe you should take so, but not financial advice. I looked up this coin MST, and I'm not sure what you guys are sending us, but I found a coin called Idle Mystic, and I don't even want to bring it up on screen.
Yeah, don't if it's not.
It's not worth it, I think.
It's not even ranked.
Gala or Sandbox?
Oh yeah, Gala. I think both are at a good buy right now. I probably would lean towards Sandbox a little bit more, only because, I think that it's a little bit better.
Yeah, guys. Gala is sitting at a nice support level. Like he said, you've already seen many multiples in Gala. I think when we originally called it, it was at around 2 cents. So we've seen Gala
needs to cool off a little bit more.
Look into other projects, look into the ecosystem, do some of your own research. But right now, Gala is sitting at a nice support level between 49 cents and 52 cents, which is it's found a nice support there.
Yep.
So we'll see if it continues to stay on that support level.
Yeah,
As far as
gaming.
sand-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say gaming in general has taken a little bit of a hit these past couple of days, but I think it's a good buying opportunity.
Yes, I agree. Sand just keeps making strides and partnerships outside the crypto ecosystem, guys. So I think Sand is a great buying opportunity. You just saw, I think it was, pretty sure it was yesterday or the day before, Snoop Dogg just released his Snoopverse, which is
Snoopverse.
yes, sir. He's got his own little land in the metaverse, and if you want, you can go buy a plot of land in there and take part in all of Snoop Dogg's events, right? So I thought that was interesting. They just keep branching out, finding new people to help them promote. They just had their launch of their alpha, which is going spectacular. I hear on all the Reddit comments and threads that I follow, people are having a lot of fun. So it looks like there's momentum behind Sand. So definitely do some research and look into that coin.
Best place to learn all about crypto. Tell them, guys.
You already know it's the fundamental secrets.
TheFundamentalSecrets.com. Go ahead and go there, check it out, see what you like, apply if need be. If you need some help, but yeah, check it out.
You get to talk to this beautiful man right here.
Maybe.
Or you might get to talk to Marty.
ETH 2.0 opinions.
Well, that's a broad.
Yeah,
a broad question.
The
Ethereum's in a tough spot.
original comment was, "What's your opinion on ETH 2.0? Is that going to make the price go up?"
Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
could. It's hard to speculate in those types of things, but I mean, obviously the biggest issue that Ethereum's having right now is the high gas fees, right? Pretty much doesn't make sense at all to do swaps on Ethereum, like using Uniswap when there's gas fees that are $120, sometimes even $200, right? Doesn't really make sense. That's why these layer 2 solutions are gaining so much popularity, because it's cents on the dollar to do the same trades.
Or
Right.
even other layer ones, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that it's key for Ethereum to have that upgrade sooner than later,
sure.
especially, I think right now, though, they're still seeing enough volume where people are trading still in Uniswap and other decentralized exchanges, on the Ethereum network. So they're like, hey, we're still making money.
I agree.
Maybe they're waiting for a big drop. I don't know.
Maybe. It's funny, right? I kind of attribute this kind of to George R.R. Martin when he said the dragons were coming in Game of Thrones, and we all know how long that took. They keep saying ETH 2.0 is coming, and it's eventually going to get here, guys. And they've already obviously taken more strides to implement ETH 2.0. As we know, they just implemented a recent upgrade. I think within the last month or two.
Yeah,
Right.
back in August.
Yes, back in August. So they're getting closer and closer. And when ETH 2.0 launches, I do believe it should give price appreciation to ETH.
I just hope once it does launch, it's not like the ending of Game of Thrones, where it was a letdown. So we'll see.
They say 99% reduction in fees, so we'll see. But I mean, unless like you were saying, Johnny, like unless you're doing like big boy trades, right, like $1,000 plus, and then that trade could potentially 5x, then it kind of justifies per se paying $100 gas fee, right? But getting on and doing a couple $100 with the for a trade, not really justifiable. I mean, you can still get these types of multiples even on centralized exchanges. Stuff like KuCoin. What was that, VR coin, 150x or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm actually interested to see if anyone got out of that trade. Like got in at the bottom.
I love
And-
KuCoin.
Yeah, KuCoin's really good, but I mean, I've been trading a lot on Binance Smart Chain, right? I've been liking the Pancake swap plays, and Cake also looks like a really good buy right now as well.
Yeah.
Finding testing support again at like that $12-13 range. So probably be picking up some Cake after this live stream here.
Yeah, I know Binance Smart Chain is getting a lot of love with its low transaction fees, right?
Yes, sir. You
But-
just gotta be careful.
That's true.
Got any more news, Armando?
I'm
I have a little bit of news here. Just
Go
some
ahead,
bullet
pass it on.
points.
Let's go.
Just some bullet points here from the Bitcoin trend hacker from Hedgeye. So these are just some headlines, but I mean, look, multiple banks exploring Bitcoin-backed loans options. JP Morgan hosts its first crypto event. Fidelity launches a Bitcoin spot ETF. We're getting a lot of institutional moves on this, right? What else are we seeing here? Miami is preparing to be one of the first major U.S. cities to monitor its air quality using a decentralized Internet of Things network built on Algorand. Whoa.
That's pretty big.
Dude,
I
Miami's
didn't know
making
about that.
moves.
That's funny. Who needs a real yacht when you can buy one on the Metaverse for
Yeah.
650,000?
Wild.
Wild, man.
Sheesh.
Oh,
What are people doing?
Armando, did you see any news about that that .eth domain, the ENS token that came out? It's an Ethereum network service, I believe.
I did not.
And Budweiser did it a while back. They did like beer.eth,
Yes.
and basically there's like more people starting to speculate that Ethereum's gonna have like a nice little pump, or ENS is gonna have a pump with the domain name. That a lot more companies are going to be going maybe that .eth route instead of .com route.
Well, I mean, you can see it, right? So a lot of companies are starting to adopt that .io route. So I wouldn't surprise me if these companies start adopting that new route as well, right? Everyone wants to be a part of something new.
That's true.
There's just one last thing I did want to make you guys aware of, because it's going to be taking part for next week. This is more regulation news, but it's something that you guys should keep your eyes on. If you just want to switch it over to my screen, Eddie. So Congress is going to be holding a hearing with the execs from Coinbase, FTX, Paxos, and other really big cryptocurrency companies in the United States. That's happening next week, December 8th.
It is huge.
So that hearing is going to be entitled, right? Yeah. Digital Assets and the Future of Finance, Understanding the Challenges and Benefits of Financial Innovation in the United States. It's a pretty juicy headline. And I'm not going to lie, and they have some very big minds, very important people from across the crypto space there who will hopefully obviously be fighting for us and be giving their testimony or their information as to what has to happen with crypto, right? Because right now we all know U.S. regulators have no sense of what's going on with crypto. And
that's one thing about the government. They're slow. Everything is slow when it comes to them. And this is the future for everyone.
Alex called it multiple times, guys, in past videos, how businesses are always some of the first to adopt new things in the world. As you can see, businesses are starting adopting cryptocurrency before these large governments around the world are. And as you can see, now they're trying to catch up and try and regulate these things. So always keep an eye out, see what businesses are doing, because they're usually on the cusp of innovation.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Well, I do have some on-chain analytics here, Eddie, if we want to just review a little bit of that.
Yes, please.
So, first slide I got here is we got some search terms. How popular is the words Bitcoin, Ethereum, crypto going on Google searches? Right now, it's at a pretty low level, right? I mean, back in April, we saw it was like near that 100 mark right there. I mean, we're pretty low considering where we're at within the given market cycle, considering we're back at those, like, basically 60K levels. Yep. We're back at those April levels, yet there's not very much excitement, which means that you guys on this live stream right now are part of a key audience, a key population that's in early, all right? And just kind of want to go over some of the things that I've been chiming in on, every live stream. One is the net transfer volume to and from exchanges. This is, they take all of the Bitcoin that's being brought onto exchanges and taken off, and they do the net of that. So right now we're seeing a net of $100 million or $1 billion worth of Bitcoin being taken off of exchanges recently, right? So even though we're sort of at that key level, there's massive amounts of Bitcoin being taken off of exchanges right now, right? That's huge. I mean, that's what causes supply shocks, right?
It's true, guys, and I always want to reiterate this, right? Because we're talking about this year and how Bitcoin's sitting at this 54K level right now, or 55K level. I'm sorry, but just last year, at the end of November, Bitcoin was sitting at around 20K, guys. Literally, in a year, we've already doubled that, and we're setting new floors. We're hopefully setting a new support. But just keep that in mind. Last year, around this time, we were literally sitting anywhere between 18 and 20K. And look where we are now, right? So I understand why people panic and why when they see Bitcoin drop a couple percentage, they might get worried. But 3 to 4% or 3 to 6% drops in cryptocurrency is nothing, right? It's not like the stock market where anything goes up by goes up or down by 3 or 6%. That's a massive move. A massive move in crypto is dropping or going up 20, 30%. This little drop that we're seeing today, a 4% drop, shouldn't worry you guys.
No, not at all, not at all. And so, and if we want to come back to my screen here, just taking a look at, let me reload this for 1 second, go all the way back down. What I was looking at was the different levels of the UTXO realized price distribution, which is what this graph really means is where have people bought Bitcoin initially, and from that initial purchase still haven't sold. And what this graph looks at are chunks of those people to see where like the largest spikes of those purchases were, because these are the amount of people that still haven't sold yet, even though they bought at these initial levels. So right now, coins between that 55K to 60K mark make up the majority, except like some whales way back in 2012. But we're getting some resistance at that 60 to 63K level, but the majority of the people who first bought who haven't sold yet are within that 55K to 60K mark. And we have some support from the 36 to 42K and the 48 to 50K. Looking at open interest, right? This is in derivatives markets. This is the amount of open interest there is, with people who are basically using leverage to trade the market. And it is relatively high right now. I mean, when you take a look at where we were, back in September when open interest was relatively lower than where we're at right now, that is not so much a concern, but you have to be aware of that, right? Because that's how we have these squeezes, right? When there's too much leverage being propped up in the market, they get squeezed out. They all get, wrecked essentially.
Yeah, guys.
And then, that's what also signifies good buying opportunities.
Yeah, guys. You have to remember that when you're using leverage or any sort of margins on any sort of exchange, the market maker sees that. It's all on the order books, right? So they can see where your liquidation points are, right? They can attack certain things. They can do stop hunts. They can bring the price up to hit your shorts liquidation points, right? So all this is on the order book. So this is something that you guys definitely need to pay attention to. If we're over leveraged or over shorting the market, something's bound to happen.
I agree. Well said, Armando.
Thank you, guys. But thank you, guys. That's a lot of the news I have for you guys today. I would like to answer a couple more questions. So if you guys have some
got anything real quick, Marty, for any questions? Any news? Any
news? Any questions?
Crypto? Anything like that? You guys start leaving some questions in the chat now. I'll start reading them out.
I mean, I saw that. Saw news that a whale started accumulating some Shiba. So
one of the questions was thoughts on Shiba. If you guys want to get into that.
I did buy some today. I put a small moon bag per se.
Marty just called himself a whale.
Yeah, I'm the one who bought Shiba, guys. I'm the whale. But no, I bought a little small moon bag. I've had one in there for a while. Actually, just overall profits. But yeah, I did buy some. Just kind of based off of that news, I did look into it as well in Etherscan, and there was a very large purchase. But that'll just be kind of something long term that I probably honestly. If there ever comes a day where you can put Shiba on a cold storage wallet, I will be the first person to do that. Throw it in the back of my closet and check it in like 20 years. And hopefully come up with a nice retirement there outside of Bitcoin and stuff like that. But
there we go. Okay.
I did buy some Shiba. I also saw news that I've actually been trying to find it for you, Armando, that Grayscale is actually setting up to sue the SEC for them rejecting their spot Bitcoin ETF.
So I was reading that this has to do with the fact that because they are, this has to do with the fact that because Fidelity had to go to Canada. Obviously, Fidelity is a United States-based company, and they're starting a spot ETF in Canada.
Exactly.
I was reading some of the article. I don't have all the specifics, but they coincide with each other. And yes, I did hear that the SEC is going to be sued. Because they have some sort of precedence with the fact that they already gave them the futures ETF. And because of that, there's some sort of precedence that's supposed to allow for the spot ETF as well.
Yeah.
So definitely keep your eyes and do some research on that, guys.
Yeah, and I know you and I were talking about it. December is here. We've seen a lot of those predictions. 100K Bitcoin come December, 95K, 150K. Obviously, it's still the beginning of the month. Anything can happen, but I personally think that I don't think we'll see that 100K Bitcoin till after the new year, especially with this, coronavirus FUD coming out again. It's just kind of, hampering it there. But all it takes is really, one piece of news, and before you know it, we're at that 70, 80K mark, and then, it's only the second week of December, right? So, but I think it's kind of playing into our lengthening cycle theory, right? Kind of maybe going into the super cycle. Not seeing the bull market end come, say, February, March, what a lot of people are predicting, maybe go all the way up until the summer when ETH 2.0 comes out. So I've always said I'm more of a proponent for that just because it gives you more time in the market, right? Because because we're not going to see anything like 2017 again, where it was just a huge, massive parabolic run, and then it was just a massive top and came falling down, right?
Completely agree
Way
with that.
too much money involved now. Way more altcoins. Things are way more spread out. So,
Hey guys, you think about like there's also a lot more institutions into this as well, right? So the money behind crypto isn't what it was back in 2017. So yeah, it's a really good point. I do think that we're going to see this extended cycle lead into next year. I don't think that we're going to see 100K Bitcoin at the end of the year. There's always a possibility, but I like to take, the higher percentage chance of things. Yes, there is a chance that it can go hit 100K, but the more likely possibility is that we see that sometime in the beginning of next year. Any other comments or questions, Eddie?
How do you guys
What else
go
we got?
about making your charts and graphs? Any tips for applying data analytics in crypto?
Yeah, so what kind of data analytics, right? So if you're looking for like an algorithm, it depends, right? So I know you can use different data algorithms. There's the one that I use, for example, I use one very famous that a lot of other people probably use, Lux Algo on TradingView. That incorporates a lot of different AI, or not AI, I'm sorry, just a lot of machine learning, different things in there. So that's something that you
I
can
like to
look
keep
into.
it simple. Just
But yeah,
TradingView.
a lot of the same things. I mean, you saw what I did today on my chart, guys, right? It's just a simple trend line.
Exactly.
Try and keep things simple, because the simpler you keep things, normally the easier it is for you guys to make a decision. When you have too many other indicators or algorithms playing for you, sometimes you're going to get too confused to make a decision, right? So sometimes keep it simple, look at simple TA, use fundamental analysis, something that we always stress here, and use that to make your decision.
You guys got any thoughts on glitch protocol?
Glitch protocol. Let's look it up.
I don't know what that is.
So funny, I know it's in the gaming verse, because for some reason every time I go on Twitter, I'm like bombarded, and it's like a promoted thing where glitch is just all over the place. I haven't done my research, but that's something I can definitely look into. I know the last time someone on the stream mentioned they wanted me to look up a coin. I actually did end up doing some research on Crow. So I did want to follow up with you guys on that. So if that person is here, I did do some follow up on Crow.
So guys, I'll write down glitch protocol and next live stream while Armando let you guys know about it.
Yeah, I'll definitely try and look into that for you guys. But I looked into Crow as well. It was looking at a good buy point. I actually bought some myself recently. It was sitting at around 70 cents, 69 cents. I thought it was at a good buying opportunity, and if it goes down from there, I just keep dollar cost averaging. On the way down, I don't mind holding that coin. I think that it's going to reach into the top 15, just based off everything that they're doing, all the partnerships. So that was just the research I did. I definitely think that's going to be a worthwhile coin in holding. So I'll definitely do the same for Glitch. I'll look into it, see what kind of potential it has, give you some fundamentals on it, and I'll maybe bring it up on the chart next time as well.
All right, looks like we got some.
Well, it looks like some people are having a little bit of a debate on, if we're still like early, or if it's like, oh no, like might as well just wait for the bear market to come around, because you make the most money in a bear market,
Yeah,
which is
but
true.
It is, but you have to know how to make money in the bear market.
Yeah.
And for you to do that,
What's your strategy?
What's your strategy? And then you just have to experience the volatility of a bull market to be able to handle a bear market, right? It's to the downside, but it's hard to come into the bear market and just know what to buy right away, right? Because look at a lot of the cryptos back in 2017 that were in the top 10, top 25, top 50. More than half of them aren't even around anymore. They haven't even tested their previous all-time highs at XRP.
They go.
But that's the real key in strategy, is knowing what to buy in the bear market that's A, going to survive, and B, going to do that 20, 30x the following bull market, like a lot of these other projects did.
Yep.
A lot of great developments happen within a bear market.
Yeah, look at Chainlink. Came out, 20
Chainlink,
cents.
Uniswap,
Matic,
there you go.
I think Cardano as well, right?
yes, I believe so.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Cardano's been around since like 2017, 2018.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
So like
Right.
you saw it, like the monumental jump
Exactly.
that it took.
But I mean, that's where, we called it back in May of 2020, like
Sub 10 cents
right?
or
Yeah.
something crazy.
And getting up to that $3 mark. But I mean, can you wait? Sure, but there's still profits and gains to be made even within this bull market, right? You never want to fall into that mentality. Oh, it's too late, I'm just gonna wait. Like, you're gonna wait 2-3 months. I mean, are you telling yourself you can't make profits the next 2-3 months? Of course you can, right? If anything, you can just increase the amount of liquidity and cash you'll have to put into the bear market.
Yeah.
Right?
Marty,
Instead of-
for someone who just got in like during this, who just got in like this year, only knows nothing but like the bull market, what would you, as someone who's been around like for the bear market before, what would your suggestions or tips be for those people?
Well, obviously, have cash and, keep increasing your cash reserves to do a lot of purchasing in the bear market. That's the first one. And then two, start developing the skill of how to do proper research, right?
There's so much noise out there.
There is a lot of noise, right? So a lot of the projects that, you'll be getting into the bear market, you got to understand they're not going to see any kind of price action for potentially 2 years, right? Maybe a little less, maybe a little more.
Yep.
So you need to have the conviction that you're going to be holding this project for this long, and that come the next bull market, it is going to see these crazy parabolic gains. That all sounds fine and dandy. Like, hey, I'm going to put in $1,000 or $5,000 right now into this coin, and in 2 years it'll be worth 50 grand. Okay, sure, but what are you going to do those 2 years? Like, are you going to hold? Like, are you sure you're going to be able to handle not seeing that project move or potentially even go further to the downside? Can you handle that kind of loss? I mean, Alex showed you guys his Zerion wallet, right, on Instagram not that long ago, where we had, what was it, last week or the week before then? We had that massive correction, and he was like, could you guys handle losing 50, 80K in one day?
Right.
It's going to be the same exact scenario in the bear market, right? What if we bought the bottom, which we thought was the bottom, and hey, guess what? There's more downside. Maybe more FUD news came out, and you saw your investment get cut by more than half.
Which is why strategy is so important, right? So like you don't want to just throw in all your cash or all your reserves in one trade, right? You want to have enough cash and reserves to keep DCAing on the way down in case it does keep going down, right? If all goes up, we're all good and well, right? You're making money, but if it keeps going down, you don't want to just spend all five. Let's say you have $5,000, you put it all in $5,000, then it keeps going down, and you're like, oh wow, well I don't have any more money to keep buying.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm going to be sticking to, the coins that are obviously going to be surviving the bear market, stuff like, your Bitcoin, ETH, and Polkadot, and maybe not ADA, but not that it's not going to survive. I'll go into like Chainlink or something like that. But then you're probably going to have more of your holdings going into the projects that are fundamentally sound. They're going to weather any storm. And then the other, 50 or slightly less going into the new projects that are coming out. And then, like I said, the last bull run or the last live stream, I try to identify what's going to be the theme of the next bull run, right? I mentioned it again. 2017 was currencies. This year it was, Web3, DeFi, now Metaverse and gaming came out. So what is it going to be the next bull run? Probably going to be same thing, a lot of DeFi, right? And people are getting away from centralized banking.
Layer twos,
Web3, gaming, and there's got to be another niche or another ecosystem that's really going to be soaring the next bull market, and the trick is going to be to identify it during that bear market.
Right. Yes. One person commented, all you got to do is buy low and sell high.
I know,
And that's right.
exactly right.
That's right.
That's literally it. That's
But
all you got to do.
I prefer to buy high, sell low. I mean, that's what I like to do.
But I mean, in the MLB, all you got to do is keep hitting home runs, and then you'll win, right?
How easy does that sound?
Yeah, it sounds pretty easy.
You guys know anything about StormX? We got one guy saying something about StormX and Amazon. Have you guys heard any news about that?
StormX. I think StormX is about to come up with an NFT set. If I recall.
I know we called it in our group late.
His words is StormX got Amazon. How is no one talking about this?
Well, just because they got Amazon, just because something got a major company doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be the catalyst for it to have a massive pump. You have to see what did they get Amazon's partnership or investment for, right? That's what a lot of it, if it's something very basic that's not really going to change the way Amazon does things, then it might just be like any other, buy for Amazon or any major upgrade there. If it was like StormX is going to be allowing Amazon to partake in crypto payments, that's something huge there.
Yes. That would
So
be
we just have to look
fundamentally
into exactly what was the partnership or, news of that, and then, make our analysis is, okay, is that really going to cause StormX to have a massive surge here?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the chart, doesn't really look like it's had any sort of surge at all from that news, or maybe a tiny bit of a pump, but I mean, not really. But yeah. What
Yeah,
other
not so
questions
much
we got
in the
here?
news there.
We don't got much more on the
How many people?
Oh,
are on the
they've been
stream?
talking about ICP since we started. You guys got to give them something. That'll be the last question. You guys got to give them something on
guys.
ICP.
Let's see. What's causing ICP news here?
Oh, we got Matt on the chat.
Matt in the chat.
Oh my, what is this?
Well, I guess like I mean I see news that they sold ICP sold an NFT for almost 200K. That was like 3 weeks ago though.
All right, can you hold on? Can you put this on? Can you give me the chart really quick?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, awesome. So this is the chart for ICP, guys. This is super interesting,
It's
right?
running the floor.
Yeah, for sure, right? So this is a massive price imbalance here.
Well, that's like when it got listed on Coinbase.
Yeah, but still, right? So at some point they're gonna have to come back and
That's true.
and fix this price imbalance.
Geez, from
right?
$40 all the way to 1,500.
From 40 bucks, bro. This was all the way up at, what is this? There's no way this was this high, was it?
I know. I remember when it first came on Coinbase, it like
Oh,
hit
it
a high.
pumped like.
It got up to like $700.
Yeah, it pumped like crazy
Yeah.
when it first got on Coinbase. for
Yeah,
sure.
so I mean, look for this to maybe fill this price imbalance. At some point, it's gonna have to come back and fill this price imbalance up here. But this is
It's still one of those coins though, where even Alex said like it's great fundamentals.
yeah, right. The fundamentals behind this coin are actually really good, but for some reason, it's just not seeing any good price action.
Yeah, that kind of looks like a
It's
meme
on
coin.
that floor.
Looks
that
like a meme. It looks like a meme
floor.
coin when it came out.
Yeah.
Massive surge, just dump. Now running the floor, potentially getting ready to have that massive pump. So
Yeah, guys. I'll try and see if maybe
I'm not
next
seeing
time-
any news on ICP, guys. So I mean, if you guys have any news, like drop it in the chat. Eddie will link forward us to it. But I'm not really seeing any major news on ICP.
Got a super chat too.
Ooh, super chat.
What's on the super chat?
Any thoughts on Nakamoto Games?
Nakamoto Games.
Is like that Doge Dash that you played yesterday, Johnny.
Yeah.
I walk into the office and this guy Johnny's just like playing Doge Dash for like an hour straight. And I'm like,
Someone on my TikTok was like, "Hey, can you look at this?" And I was like, "Great, it's just another."
They
It
look
was like a Mario like Doge.
yeah, or like whatever
hybrid.
Google has when the internet goes down with that dinosaur. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it looked
So
like. Yeah.
Nakamoto Game reveals Naka DUI, the third game launching on the Nakamoto Games platform. So I don't know. I guess that's what you're referring to. There's a new game that's going to be launching on their mainnet December 6th. Looks interesting. It's like a racing type of style game. So I don't know. I'll look into it for sure. It looks interesting. Anything game related right now is obviously in the
Juicy.
trend.
I've heard of
so-
Nakamoto Games. I mean,
I've definitely heard of the brand before. I just didn't know any news around it, so that's why I just kind of looked it up. And Twitter was the first place I saw this.
yeah.
So. Yeah, they're apparently their mainnet. Oh, that's why their mainnet launch is on Monday. That's what it is
For Nakamoto
Interesting.
Games.
for Nakamoto Games. So that's
Yeah.
interesting.
And then guys, I also I'm probably late to this. Can't believe it, right? Getting left behind, but I did find another sort of news source, CryptoPanic.com. Funny name there, but they basically kind of aggregate like a lot of news overall. So instead of like having multiple tabs open, it kind of gives you like trending news, rising, hot. So pretty good news source there in terms of just seeing what's coming out right now.
So you're saying that website has a bunch of information in a quality and confined space?
Oh, of course not. Nothing like what we do.
Oh.
You know,
Sorry,
this-
I might have said too much, guys. Sorry.
Real quick. This video is brought to you by. Go ahead, Mari. Tell them what we are.
By thefundamentalsecrets.com, guys. The best fundamental analysis in the world. And I'm not the only one saying that, right? This is by multiple news sources that you guys haven't heard of yet. But I'm telling you, the best fundamental analysis. Nothing gets past us. Absolutely nothing. On top of our coaches. I mean, these guys are calling 40, 50x plays, all right? I don't see many YouTubers calling 40, 50x plays, even besides Alex.
Consistently, too.
Consistently.
This is
To this
wild.
day. To this day. All right?
Till this day?
To this day, guys. I mean, Phantom, not even done yet. Not even close. $2? You guys better be dollar cost averaging in Phantom. I'm telling you right now.
I am.
Look, a lot of people out there say do your own research. Don't just buy into the hype. Well, if you want to learn how to do your own research, you can go to thefundamentalsecrets.com and apply today.
Exactly. We're going to teach you guys how to do your
Thefundamentalsecrets.com.
You heard it here first, guys. All right, we're looking on getting on out of here. You guys got any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Well, payday came in today. Paid rent. So now ready to
DCA.
live below my means yet again. To DCA the market.
This is my my bi-weekly DCA. So yes, I will be DCAing today, with my paycheck. So that's some quality news there,
Yeah, my Coinbase account is a lot higher than the Wells Fargo account
That's
nowadays.
what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna get a call from Wells Fargo soon. Like, I think you're like been subjected to fraud because you lose
You guys
all
still
your
have
money.
Wells Fargo?
Same.
Getting worried, or they're getting worried, I should say.
Sorry, you guys still have Wells Fargo. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's right. There's some
Yeah,
history
I
between.
should make
you
the
two.
switch.
All right, Mondo, take us out.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us today. As Alex always says, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Thanks for joining us today, guys. See you next time.